Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing another recommendations video today for some light and fluffy romances. If anyone is in the mood for something light, something low angst, low drama to take you out of whatever is going on in the real world, I have a bunch of recommendations for you. These are all going to be cute, fluffy, sweet romances. So the first book that I want to recommend is a book that released this year. It is called The Billionaire's Fake Fiancé by Annika Martin. This is actually book 4 in a series in the Billionaires of Manhattan series, which is a series full of rom-coms, so honestly you could read any book, but this is the only one I've read so far and it holds perfectly fine as a standalone. But as you can tell from the title, it is a fake fiance kind of trope. The hero, the billionaire hero, is trying to impress like a probable client, and in order to do so he needs a fake fiance, so he gets his hairdresser to become his fake fiance. He is the biggest grump, so he's not exactly the best kind of guy to get along, but he does manage to rope in his hairdresser Tabitha. And if you love the sunshine and grump trope, Tabitha, our heroine, is the most sunshiniest, quirky girl ever. And then the hero, Rex, is our big old grump. So opposites attract, fake engagement. Most of this book does take place on a yacht, so they are forced into some close proximity together, trying to fake their engagement, fake being in love, and then of course they end up actually falling in love. It's just very cute, very entertaining. Definitely the kind of lighthearted read that you want in a fluffy romance. I just really enjoy these characters, so I highly recommend this one. My next recommendation is one that I actually have recommended before in my Friends to Lovers romance Rex video, but I'm gonna recommend it again because I want more people to read it, and that is So Good by Nicola Rendell. You can see there is the cutest little chihuahua on the cover, and yes, the book is as adorable as the cover. So this is a Friends to Lovers romance. Max and Rosie are best friends. They've been best friends for ages, but then one day Max just happens to stumble along Rosie while she's naked, and that's like a clicking moment for him that he is actually really attracted to his best friend. So they go on this whole I really want you, but should we risk this friendship, this amazing friendship that we have? It's just really cute and charming. The hero definitely tries to woo the heroine to show her that they are worth trying out a relationship, and of course there are the pets. The dog is Max's. He actually, in the beginning of the book, he sees this drowning chihuahua and saves her. He saves this chihuahua, names her Cupcake after the heroine, who is a baker, and his dog and her cat do not get along, but it is the cutest thing ever. But yes, if you love Friends to Lovers that's not at all angsty or all that dramatic, this one is a great one to read. Speaking of pets though, I do have another one that is dog related, also released this year. It is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. This one, before I started it, I honestly did not think that it was gonna be as lighthearted and fluffy as it turned out, but it actually was. It was so cute, so sweet. The book does open up with a heroine grieving over her lost fiance, but she ends up finding this lost dog named Tucker, takes him in, and pretty much adopts him. She tries to contact the owner that's on his collar, his tag, but he doesn't respond for like 2 weeks, so she's like, okay, this dog is mine now. Then 2 weeks later, the guy finally does respond back to her, and they start texting each other, messaging each other, and they start up like a virtual friendship that's a little bit flirty. Finally, Jason does actually come home to get Tucker, but then the moment that he sees Sloane and meets her, he realizes that she's the one for him. They do have some problems with him being a musician, a rising star, and he has to go on tour, but mostly this is just a really, really sweet romance. We have a hero who is all in for the heroine pretty much from the moment that he sees her. He does everything he can to woo her, to win her heart, and it is just so sweet and so romantic. This next one is a romance that is so wholesome, so soft and sweet. It is Love Hard by Nalini Singh. It is book 3 in the Hard Play series, but reads fine as a standalone. I would also recommend the other 2 books as well for some soft, sweet romances. But this one is a new release this year. It is a rugby romance, and we have a single father hero. The main characters actually knew each other in high school. Jake Jake was dating Juliet's best friend. They had a bit of a frenemies relationship back then, but was never actually into the other person. But it has been years. It's been a long time since Jake and Juliet have seen each other. Unfortunately, that best friend and his girlfriend has passed away, leaving Jake a single dad. But they reunite at a mutual wedding and sparks fly. They pick up their really cute fun and banter together, almost as if the years never happened. Jake is the most loving and sweet father. All the scenes with him with his daughter are so cute. I also love that this one is a bit of an opposites attract kind of romance. Jake is very much like a straight-laced, very responsible kind of person, kind of dad. Juliet, though, used to be a bit of a bad girl, a wild child back in her days. She has grown up a bit now, and because of this past, Jake at first is a little bit wary of going anywhere with Juliet, even though the attraction is there, but he's also another hero who realizes pretty quickly that Juliet, the heroine, is the one for him. He just ups the charm and the swoon to show Juliet that they would be amazing together and that the three of them with Jake's daughter would be such a wonderful family. So if you love soft and swoony characters, these ones would be perfect. These next two are historical romances. Of course, I can't not include some, but Tessa Dare, of course, pretty much the historical romance author that I go to for something light and fluffy. The Wallflower Wager is her latest release, and I adored this one so much. It's also got a lot of animals, not quite pets, but really cute animals. Penny, the heroine, never says no to adopting a stray animal, but then all of her adopted animals have kind of run amok, so much so that it starts to bother the next door neighbor, Gabriel. They make a deal with each other that if Gabriel can find homes for all of the animals, then Penny will allow him to take them away. Like pretty much all of Tessa Dare's books, this one is another lighthearted, cute, funny romance. We've got a quirky heroine, another grump of a hero. Grumps work really well in fluffy romances, especially the grumps who try to hide their soft hearts. It's just a really fun and adorable read. You can honestly read any Tessa Dare book if you want something lighthearted and fluffy. And then another historical romance I have for you guys is one that I read earlier this year and fell head over heels in love. It's an oldie but a goodie, and it is The Secret by Julie Garwood. It's a medieval Highlander Scottish romance. The heroine, Judith, is just the best kind of heroine who knows what she wants and goes after it. She has an amazing friendship with her best friend, Frances Catherine, and anytime these two are together in the same room, it is just the best time. So the book is about Judith going to visit Frances Catherine in the Highlands because Frances Catherine wants Judith there during her first childbirth. So the laird of Frances Catherine's Scottish clan goes out to fetch Judith from England, and Ian honestly has no idea what he's in for. He thinks he's gonna meet some uppity, proper English woman, but Judith is very strong-willed and isn't about to let this alpha laird of the Highlands tell her what to do. So these two characters clash in the most fun and entertaining way possible. Ian is just so taken aback by her. It is so funny, so much fun to read. I just love Ian and Judith together. They are one of my new favorite couples now. It's just the perfect read if you want something low angst, very entertaining with characters you will definitely fall in love with. And then I have a book that came out last year because I still haven't read the one that came out this year from the same author, and that is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I just always love Talia Hibbert and her writing, and there's some really great disability representation in this one as well. But this adorable romance is between Chloe and Red. Chloe, who is chronically ill, she has been a good girl all her life, and now for the first time she's on her own and she wants to learn how to be a little bit bad. She gets the help of her landlord, Red, who drives a motorcycle. He has tattoos, but he's actually the biggest cinnamon roll ever. These two characters are just so precious, like protect them at all costs, kind of precious. The romance is soft and sweet. There are some more intense aspects to this book as well, but I still consider this one so lighthearted, super fluffy, just a great rom-com with the sweetest romance. These next two books are both books by Karina Halle. She released these this year because she knew that we really needed some lighthearted books in 2020. The first one is Love Wrecked. It's a shipwreck romance. You wouldn't really expect a shipwreck romance to be fluffy, but she made it work. It's enemies to lovers, Daisy and Ty, from the moment that they meet at Daisy's sister's wedding. They do not get along. Daisy and Ty end up taking the newlyweds to their honeymoon spot, but on the way, their boat gets in a shipwreck. So now they're stuck on this island, this deserted island that's not actually deserted. But it is really funny because it's not really like a survival kind of romance, like how are we gonna survive on this island, but more like, I can't believe that I'm stuck here with you. There's lots of fun banter through the underlying chemistry between our main characters. I'm honestly just really impressed that Karina Halle was able to take shipwrecks and make it into a rom-com. And then the other Karina Halle book that I have is One Hot Italian Summer. This one is kind of a forbidden romance, but not really. It's set in Italy. We have a gorgeous Italian single father hero. The heroine is a writer and she ends up staying with him in his Italian villa along with Claudio's young son. It is just so feel good, so sweet and romantic. It'll make you wish that you were currently living in Italy with a gorgeous Italian man who is doing his very best to woo you and seduce you. This one is actually one of my favorite books this year. It is so sweet, so adorable. I fell in love with Claudio. I adored his son Vani. Grace was a great heroine. It was just a great romance and I loved it so much. These last two are actually going to be author recommendations as well. First one is R.S. Gray. Everyone knows R.S. Gray and her rom-coms. I love more of her earlier stuff. I haven't really read as many of her recent releases, but I do love her Allure series. There are two books, The Allure of Julian Lafray and The Allure of Dean Harper. Book one is an office romance, boss assistant, and then the second one is enemies to lovers. They're both so entertaining, so funny. Some other ones I love are The Fox and the Hound, which has a very messy heroine who ends up falling for a vet. There is a really adorable dog in this one. And then the last author that I have for books that are just super easy to read, lighthearted and fun, is Lauren Layne. I have Love on Lexington Avenue here, which is part of her Central Park Pack series. The series is great for some good female friendship and some swoony romances. This one has another grumpy hero. I'm also going to recommend Walk of Shame, which is enemies to lovers between an heiress heroine and her workaholic divorce lawyer neighbor. And another one that I loved is Irresistibly Yours. This is the first book in her Oxford series. This one we have main characters who are competing for this open position as a sports editor. So if you love rivals to lovers, definitely pick this one up. So those are some lighthearted and fluffy romance recommendations that I have for you. If you read any of these or any of these authors, let me know, or recommend some of your own favorite feel-good, fluffy romances. Links to all of these books will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!